What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. And, you know, what can I say about Kanye West and his visit to the White House? Now, if you are a conservative, we're not shocked. We are not shocked that the media would react the way they did. We're not shocked that the commentators and other entertainers, all the people that are a part of this left wing, far left progressive movement. We're not shocked how they responded to Kanye West meeting with President Trump. That would be like being shocked why demons would, hoard somebody going to church or getting baptized or something like that. You think the demons would be happy? You think all those demons would be like, well, you made a good choice. I mean, everybody's an individual and we can choose if we're going to serve God or Satan. It's totally up to people. No, demons would be mad as well. And you know what they would do? They would do character assassinations. They would try to remind the person of all the things that they did in the past. They would try to make the person look bad. They would anoint other people to come out of the woodworks and start attacking them. Well, I knew him, girl, when he was before he even got in church. And you know what? Let me tell you something. He ain't fooling me. All of that stuff happened today with Kanye West. Now, I'm using the Christian analogy for a reason. Kanye West met with the president today, and I didn't expect him to get out there and be extremely articulate and vocalizing his political position. But what you have to understand is Kanye West is going through a transformation from leaving the plantation of the Democratic Party, but he lacks a lot of the understanding of politics and so on and so forth. The man is an artist, and he is, he's been in that game for a long time. He's a businessman, which burned me up because a lot of people that was out there attacking this man's intelligence, they're not billionaires. It's like when they say Trump's not smart, but Trump's a billionaire and you're broke. What are you talking about? But anyway, nonetheless, he's going through this transformation and all he knows is something ain't right. So let's equate that with a newborn Christian. You've been out there thinking the world is one way, living a certain lifestyle, partying and so on and so forth, just doing whatever you want to do with no conscience. Then all of a sudden you decide that you want to investigate how it would be to live for Christ. So you start recognizing that something's not right about a lot of things you see going on in the world, and it starts to convict you, but you don't know how to, eloquently articulate it, but you do know something ain't right. And you want to tell people that you're now making this change and you're just getting bits and pieces of the Bible. You don't know the whole Bible. You're not able to break it down where in Genesis 3 and 7 it says, but you do know some fundamentals like sin is wrong or murder is wrong and all of these other major concepts. You recognize all of a sudden that these things are wrong, and I've been lied to about how life is for years, and I'm making this transformation over. So people that's watching you go through that want to hate, that don't want to see you switch teams, they're going to try to capitalize on your ignorant stage within your transformation period. So they're going to step in and be like, this dude don't even know what he's talking about. He can't even quote all the scriptures. He doesn't even know just like the devil. And so what did you have today? You had all of these left-wing commentators talking about this guy doesn't know policy. This guy doesn't know anything about why would he bring a guy like this in? Well, of course he doesn't know those things. But what he does know is something is very wrong when it comes down to the way that the Democratic Party have been treating black people for years. And he also recognizes that it's very strange that when someone decides to leave the plantation, they suddenly become attacked. Give you an example. Let's take it back to a biblical example. As long as you're serving Satan, Satan ain't got a problem with you. Okay? Long as you on his squad, he's like, leave that dude alone. He's down with us. He worked for us. Let him go. But the moment he gets wind that, whoa, this person trying to leave, he's going, no, we can't have him going to church. We can't have him reading and investigating in the Bible. No, we got to stop this. Let's implore all of our resources to stop this man. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to try to attack him, shame him, embarrass him, tell him, oh, you a hypocrite, you this and this and that. Then the second thing, if we can't do that, let's just assassinate his character. Let's just assassinate his influence. And that is exactly what the liberal media has done, along with the Democrats. And what burns me up about what I saw today, a couple things actually. Kanye West came in and he tried to vocalize how he feels the best way he can, and he brought some backup. He brought Jim Brown. Now I noticed that nobody was attacking Big Jim Brown. See, Jim Brown might be old, but right about now, Jim still might be able to beat up most of the people that might talk reckless towards him. So they ain't want to mess with Big Jim. Plus, Jim got a little bit of knowledge, see, and not to mention Jim Brown is not in his prime, and he won't have the same influence with young black voters as Kanye West would. So he wasn't the primary target. They were willing to tolerate Jim Brown. But Kanye, he has the ability to really impact a lot of people's thinking when it comes down to the black community. So they had to make sure they launched a very serious preemptive strike, like on MSNBC, where they start off by saying, where do I start? This was an attack on the White House. What are you talking about, man? This is an attack on the White House. And then going after him mentally. Now, all this is simply the same tactics that they use. Now, Kanye, he talked about the 13th Amendment. Maybe he even mixed up. He threw a lot of stuff out there, but you could tell he was trying in his heart. He's going, this ain't right. Something's not right. I'm trying to formulate it eloquently, but that's not me right now. But I am letting you know, I'm waking up from what's been going on. And that's the big point that a lot of people are missing. They're trying to nitpick all of his facts and stuff and he look at his train of thought that just veered off and all that. No, that's what they're trying to do, to distract you from the main point, which is the Democratic Party have been manipulating black people and minorities for years and not helping them at all. So what they started to do was attack him on many fronts. All right. They attacked this man on a mental issue. They're trying to say to you, why would you listen to this guy? Because this guy obviously is suffering from mental illness. He's crazy. So first things first, are any of them people doctors? Have they read his file? But yet they're going to go out there and they're going to throw this crap out there and say that this man is mentally disturbed. Now I don't know too many mentally disturbed billionaires. I'm just saying. But nonetheless, the man is eccentric. He's an artist. So the way he formulates his thoughts and the way he was processing, it might not come across political, but normal people get it. I was sitting there going, I see what he's saying. What he's basically saying is y'all been pimping the black community for many years. And the fact that just because the Democratic Party has taken minorities or black people off the plantation from picking cotton didn't mean that they took them out of slavery. Now, what was he talking about? What am I talking about? I'm talking about this. Just because they said, okay, we got to abolish slavery. We can't have, they're going to vote. They're going to do stuff. We can't stop it. There's this movement now for equality. So what we need to do is figure out another way to benefit off of black people. So first thing we need to do is bring in some black people on our side, our pets, the ones that we can say, listen, if you do what we need you to do, which is keep your people in line and keep them coming to the voting poll for us, we will elevate your status. Not too high, though. Not too high. You'll always be a slave to us. You'll always be subject to us. And if you get out of hand, we know how to put you back in place by assassinating your character, your influence, and so on and so forth, just like they're doing to Kanye West. So they put people in place like Don Lemon and the other people that were on CNN and across all the other commentators, sitting there saying things that's crazy. Like it's Negroes like that who don't read. You bring a black person out there to say something that these white Democrats can't say, or the white men who owns all of these liberal media stations. Did you expect Anderson Cooper to get out there and say, yeah, you bring this Negroes like Kanye West who can't read? No. See, so what that's designed to do by bringing black people out there to use derogatory terms towards black people that we can all relate to, what it does, it saves them from being called a racist because they're not allowed to use those terms, but it puts other black people out there to say what they might be thinking, and not to mention use terms that black people go, oh, I can identify with that. So you're allowed to say Negroes. This other lady on CNN, she was up there talking about, he's a token black. You can't have, little Brian Stelter saying Kanye West was a token black today. So what do? They employ these other black people who are in that field that they say, you good with us as long as you do what we need you to do. So when one of your people get out of line, we're going to shuffle y'all out there, and then you can attack them and also bring up the stuff that all black people get upset if you call them that, which is token black, ignorant Negroes, house Negroes, things like that. See, we can't say those things, but we need you guys to say them, okay? So you guys are pretty much working for us. You're our mouthpiece to keep the rest of the black people on the plantation. And guess what they did? Whether they willfully did it or ignorantly did it, they fulfilled the will of the true racist, oppressive Democratic Party that have patented a way to keep blacks enslaved to voting for them. And they've been doing it for years. And then the same people who was calling him a house Negro, calling him an ignorant Negro, a token black, Don Lemon laughing, Don Lemon talking about a minstrel performance like he's wearing blackface, like all of that stuff. These are the same people who's calling him that, but yet being used by the liberal Democrats and the liberal media to publicly assassinate this man's character. But burns me up is that I'm looking at social media and all the black people who stood by, watched this public assassination of Kanye West's character, his influence and everything, and said, yup, that's right, see, and I'm thinking, y'all my people, but boy, I almost didn't have the words to say. I'm reading social media and I'm going, you gotta be kidding me. You mean to tell me y'all fell for that? Y'all sat there, whether you agreed with Kanye West or not, just because you've been manipulated for the last 2.5 years to somehow buy into this narrative that Donald Trump is such a racist and hate black people, and Kanye West has the bravery to support him. You sat by and applauded, supported, and watched all of them just attack somebody who you once loved, who you once bought all their records, all of that stuff. Now, all of a sudden, you sitting back and done turned and became the angry mob. Let's go back to the Christians. When Jesus was throwing out the loaves of bread and feeding everybody, all of them was like, we love them. We love them. But then all of a sudden, when the Jews captured them, they crucified him. Same people that was talking about, save me, heal my eyes, my son's sick, all of these people. Now all of a sudden they're going to crucify. Like softcore people like Jesse Jackson. I watched a video of him back in the day. Brought Donald Trump in, praising him about how diverse he was and how much he employs black people, and even brought up the fact that when everybody else mocked me running for president, Donald Trump, he supported me. He supported me when it wasn't popular. Okay, but now, where's Jesse? Now, all of a sudden, Jesse is in that same audience saying, crucify him, along with Al Sharpton and a whole bunch of other black people that loved him back in the day. But now they like crucify him. Now they're doing the same thing to Kanye West because they can't afford for this message to go out and to have black people who are still on that Democratic plantation start to reconsider some things. That's what it all comes down to. And that's what we witnessed today. Kanye West might not be the best vocal spokesperson for this movement, but his influence and the fact that he's bringing the awareness to how we have been used for years by the Democratic plantation with no results. Okay, you would think some black people would stop and take a listen and say, well, maybe he ain't articulating it so eloquently, but he's making some good points and he is focused on some type of change when it comes down to prison reform, when it comes down to the violence in Chicago, when it comes down to jobs in America. And then he gets up there and President Trump tried to cut him some slack. President Trump understands how vulnerable he is because you already know they're going to be gunning for him. And Kanye West told him he loved him. He's like, I ain't want to put you on the spot. I ain't want to put you through that. Basically, he's saying, I don't want you to have to go through what I've been going through for these last 2.5 years, being called everything under the sky when it comes down to racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Hitler, you name it. I don't want you to have to go through that, Kanye. And I commend Kanye West for manning up and saying, President, man, I love you. And gave him a hug. And of course, the media is just going crazy. He allowed himself to be used. He's ignorant. He's not mentally rap tight. And then you got black people on TV that's been employed by the Democratic Party to call him a token black as they're doing the will of the Democratic Party by publicly assassinating the character of another black person. And all of the black people around this, and I ain't talking about everyone because we do got some awoke black people, that's seeing this stuff. But the ignorant ones that's still in the matrix, the ones that's still on the plantation, they sitting around going, well, you're watching getting hung. And they sitting there looking like, Master told him not to lead a plantation. Shoot, we get to go out in the garden today and watch a public hanging of Kipper because Kipper done left the plantation. We wasn't told on the master. And then they brought out that there Don Lemon. They brought out all of them their black commentators. They call him things like token black, call him things like a sellout, and he's an ignorant Negro. That's what he is. So now we get to go out and watch Massa hang Kanye West in front of everybody. And they just watched it. No pushback. Listen to all the commentators just destroy this man, call him all kind of stuff, belittle him, belittle his intelligence, attack him for mental disorders. All of this stuff, just watched it. And I'm watching black people just piling on, jumping on. And I'm saying, you gotta be kidding me. When will we wake up and see that the Democratic Party is sitting at some top of the hill with the fingers like this going, excellent. We can't allow one to escape that plantation and be an influence. So we got to do whatever we got to do to shut this mess down, because without black people, we're nothing. Without our identity politics, we're nothing. Without the black vote, we're nothing. We have no policies. So excellent, Don Lemon. Excellent, April Ryan. Excellent, the rest of you black commentators who work for us. Yes, do our bidding. Call them derogatory racial names that we can't say. That's what they're doing. That's what we witnessed today, and it was disgusting. So I hope he continues in this journey. He knows something ain't right. He might not have the best words to put it in, but he knows something ain't right. And if anybody out there, black, white, or otherwise, have any sense, you will not support this public assassination of this man based on the fact that he's an independent thinker and he senses that a rat is in the Democratic Party, because that's what it is. All this, I smell a rat over there. Can't articulate it, but it's something ain't right. Anyway, God bless you. It took me all day to think about what I was going to say about this, because I watched it. And I expected it. I expected it, but it bothers me so bad to watch the viciousness and the attack that they've employed upon this young man, and it saddened me. So anyway, I support him. I support the journey he's going on. And as he goes, he will grow. But one thing he will do is he now has seen the true colors of the left. He now knows that they only love you as far as you benefit them. That's including friends in the entertainment business. That's including all of the Democrats, all of these people who once would have taken donations from him and loved them and said, Kanye, I want you to come, man, spit on this album for me. All of those same people only love you as far as you align yourself with them. And once you get attacked by the left like that and the names that they call you, your eyes are open and they will never win him back after the viciousness that they attacked him on recently. He'd be crazy. Did they think by calling him all these names, he was going to go back to the Democratic plantation? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all called me a house Negro. Y'all done called me a token black. I better come on back on the plantation so y'all can take me in again. Nah, y'all done blew that. So if I'm him, I'm running. Once you get off the plantation, you need to run for your life, period. That is whether you black, white, or whatever. Because the Democrats try to enslave every single interest group they can. Black, white, gay, whatever. I encourage everybody out there listening to me, walk away, run away, book, skateboard, however you got to get out of there. Get out of there. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Find me on Facebook, Twitter. My Facebook friends, I can't accept any more friends. It's all filled up. But nonetheless, you can still send me an invite. And not an invite, but you can still follow me on Facebook, and you can send me an inbox if you need to rap to me. Check out my sponsor, which is Extreme Tees. The link is in the bottom. Please visit the site. They got excellent shirts. And then also hit like, share this video. And if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's links in the bottom. Find me on Wednesdays at 7:30, my live radio blog talk show. We'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.